Hi everyone, my name is Christy and welcome to my Trying a New Makeup Product Everyday series. Today I am so excited to finally be trying out the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. So I picked this up from Ulta recently, and if you haven't seen my little Ulta haul video, that is up on my YouTube channel so that you can see all of the products I got. But this is a product that I have heard so many good things about, and it had been on my list of products to purchase for so long, and I'm so excited to finally be trying it out. It even has really good ratings on the Ulta website. So this cost $14.99 at Ulta. I have realized that there is a big discrepancy price range, I guess, on drugstore makeup. So Ulta is probably going to be much more expensive than like a Walmart and other places that you can get it. So I did, when you see my Ulta haul, I did get a good gift with purchase, and I used a gift card, I used a coupon, but I think you could probably get this for a better deal other places. And the shade that I got is Ivory 410. It's this glass packaging with a pump. So my favorite technique to apply foundation is with a dampened beauty sponge, so I hope that that will work out for this. The instructions seem like it should, but I may have to try out a few different techniques. So wow, I just pumped a little bit onto the back of my hand, and it's a very runny liquid texture. And I'm just trying this out on clean skin, so I didn't do a primer. I typically prefer not to use a primer when I try out a foundation, even though when I'm wearing foundation regularly, I will definitely use a primer. But this way we can just really see those qualities of this foundation on my regular skin, which my skin is more dry today, but like my cheeks are pretty smooth in texture, not too dry. My forehead and my nose can get a little bit more oily, but like my chin area is definitely dry. So my skin is very combination. So I'll be able to try this foundation out on all those different skin textures, qualities. So just as you can see, trying this out with my finger, blending it out that way, and I do like the coverage that this is giving. It does have like a fresh kind of floral smell to it, and it definitely really is extremely thin and lightweight, just like it claims. It claims to also last through sweat transfer, so that's great. I mean, it sounds great. Like, I would love a long-lasting, all-day type of foundation. Of course, that's what I want out of my foundations. And it does apply really nicely with my finger. I'm maybe seeing a little bit of just little finger marks left behind, so maybe I can just go over with the sponge to smooth that out. Yeah, that technique is definitely working. So I took, maybe that was like almost a full pump, but I didn't get too much area from that one pump. So I'm gonna go ahead and do another pump. Oh, you know, that first pump was maybe more like a half pump. So half a pump did about quarter of my face. So now I'm gonna pick it up on my sponge, just directly onto the sponge, and let's see how this goes. Oh yes, I think this is actually going to be a great sponge foundation. Like, it blends out really nicely with the sponge. It's very thin and liquidy, and I don't feel like the sponge is causing any less coverage or absorbing too much of the product, which is great to see. So I feel like I can just use my go-to technique here and apply the foundation all over with the sponge. Wow, I really like the coverage that this gives. I think I'm able to get a full coverage here, which is very impressive for how thin and truly lightweight it looks and feels on the skin. Okay, so now with a pump and a half applied to half of my face, here I would say I've got it applied. And what do we think about this shade match? I think it's a good shade for me, this ivory shade. I think I did a good job. It's tough ordering online to choose the right shade match, but I'm happy with this shade. I think I can continue wearing this shade. But overall, it looks really good on the skin, but if I'm being picky, which of course I am, and if I'm looking up close, which of course I always do, I do see some texture. Like, you can tell that I'm wearing foundation on my skin. It doesn't look heavy and cakey, but there is just like a little, kind of like a powdery look, a little bit of a powdery finish, which is not bad because a lot of times I will literally take a powder to finish my foundation. So even just like backing up a few inches, it looks smooth. You don't notice any texture. But just compared to some of my favorite, most amazing foundations, like that Tarte Cloud foundation that I just tried out, like this has a little bit more of a noticeable makeup foundation texture, which I do feel like older, I guess is older the right word, like more like foundations that have been around for a long time that people really seem to love. I do notice like a texture like this. I'm thinking about like the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation. So many people love that. And that foundation is an old foundation that's been around for so long, but I can tell that that foundation is on my skin. Like, it leaves a noticeable texture. Like my regular skin versus with foundation, I can tell that I'm wearing foundation texture wise because of that, like a little bit of dryness, a little bit of gathering in the pores. So I think this foundation is wearable and it definitely looks really good on camera, in pictures, but it's just, I'm wearing makeup and that's fine. I mean, Zoom calls too, like video calls, no one can tell if there's a tiny bit of texture in the foundation, but that's just how picky I've gotten after trying out so many makeup products on my channel. So this is good. I like it, but it's not completely skin-like. And if you're like me and you're looking for a completely skin-like foundation, I would say this is going to give you foundation looking skin, if that makes sense. But let's go ahead and continue on to the other side of my face. I do like how easy it is to apply, that I can just use the sponge, because for example, that Tarte Cloud foundation that I was talking about, I do need to do a bit of a trickier technique to apply that. Like, that's the type of foundation where I have to blend it all out with my fingers first and then go over with the sponge to get enough coverage and to get that smooth texture. Because if I just apply that one with the sponge, it absorbs too much product and it doesn't blend out very far. So I really like how this L'Oreal Infallible foundation blends out and the coverage that you can get so quickly just with the sponge and just with a thin layer. But I am finding that I need about 1.5 pumps. So that's 3 pumps per application. But good thing this is not too expensive, because I do feel like it's the type of foundation that would really only last me like a month or two of daily use. Oh, and I didn't even mention, actually, speaking of daily use, this has SPF 25, which I love when my face makeup has SPF in it. So that's also a really great kind of bonus beneficial quality of this L'Oreal foundation. I do feel like, maybe it's in my head, but I do kind of feel like the longer it's been on my skin, and it hasn't even been that long, the more textured it's getting. Just like the more dry and cakey it looks. So I'm very interested to see how my wear test is gonna go. So I'm just my wear test will be, I'm going to continue wearing this for the rest of the day, and I will update you in the description down below on how it lasts. And I hope that it doesn't become any more textured than this, because as it stands right now, this is, for me personally, not a foundation that I'm going to reach for when I'm going out somewhere. When I'm just staying home, which I do work from home most days, I could wear this because I like how it looks on camera. I like how it's going to look in my video meetings. And it is very comfortable on the skin. Like, it doesn't feel heavy, but it does honestly look heavy. And when I'm out in person, that is not the look that I want to have. I want my makeup to look completely natural, undetectable. So this is my at-home foundation. I have a lot of foundations. When I have my at-home foundation, my special occasion foundation, my whatever the opportunity is, I probably have a foundation for it. So I'm a little bit bummed that I feel like this is not living up to the hype. And even like the smile lines and stuff, it's already settling into fine lines. So I just feel like this is definitely not a good foundation either for aging skin, for dry skin, because it's just gonna enhance the dryness, the wrinkles. But I am so curious to hear your thoughts on this foundation in the comments down below, because people have such different opinions on foundations, and foundations look so different on everyone. So I really want to hear everyone's take on this. So thank you so much for watching this video today. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel so you can see the makeup that I try every day. And I will see you tomorrow in my next video.